Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th edition of the School Improvement Services Podcast. We look a little bit different. We were getting a little more high-tech. Ready for you? My name is Gretchen Bruner, and I'm the Executive Director of School Improvement Services. And with me again is Sean Aker, Student Success Act Coordinator. And we are ready for some summer fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been happening.
It totally has.
You were gone all last week. We couldn't even record the podcast.
I know.
My mom asked about it. Hey, when's the podcast?
I took a rare vacation. Most of my vacations are around my kids. I was in Mason, Michigan for the National High School Trap Shooting Championships. Awesome. It was pretty amazing watching my kids, watching other kids.
Just out of curiosity, Gretchen, when did you get back from that trip?
4 o'clock this morning. 4 o'clock this morning, I hit my house. Yep. Yeah. Made it into work by 9. I feel pretty good about that. Don't feel really great now, but I feel pretty good about that.
You're a trooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those people who aren't actually watching, when Gretchen said we look different, we only look different because we're wearing headphones now.
We are. We have a new sound system, so hopefully we'll sound a little bit better.
Yeah. It'll help get the podcast up and going a little quicker.
For sure. How was your 4th of July?
It was really good. It was just relaxing. We went to a friend's house, and then we went to family's house, and then we came back and we went to another friend's house and watched some fireworks. And
good times.
I mean, it was just chill. The whole day was just relaxing.
Nice.
Yeah, played a little cornhole.
Nice.
I don't think I went swimming, but my kids went swimming, and yeah, it was just
so,
totally chill.
4th of July is my birthday. And we're usually
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
We're usually harvesting cherries during that time, so we don't do a whole lot of celebration. But my dad told me when I was younger and had me completely convinced that he'd set up all the fireworks for me for like most of my childhood. I believe that it was great. So, all right, we're gonna jump on in. Yeah. Let's jump into some professional development.
Yeah, sure. So, the last podcast we recorded, I mentioned that we were going to be sending out our regular mail campaign. And so that's actually going to be going out this week. That's the goals. We'll have it out by Thursday with all the updates. So just to call some attention to some of the things that we are prioritizing. I think that the Oregon Math Leaders Conference is still open. That's at Linfield University. That's the 20th and 22nd of this month. So it's Oregon Council of Teachers of Mathematics is putting that on. So one of our specialists, Rosie Kasalik, she's going to be attending that. Highly recommend that one if you're a math teacher and you can go. So folks, forward that to your math folks, see if they're available. There is an algebra and manufacturing curriculum workshop in Eugene, July 24th through 27th. And so, when you talk about the Math Plus One, this is a great opportunity to look at how we're teaching math in different courses and perhaps meeting that plus one requirement.
And how meaningful for students who just a traditional math class just doesn't function well for them. Yeah. It's really meaningful.
Yeah. Just kind of jumping ahead, kind of looking up into August. Going ahead there, we've got the geometry and construction curriculum workshop in Eugene. So again, just another opportunity there. And then we've got hosting here, we've got Envoy training coming up August 14th. And that's a full day session, 8 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. Now, really, this is good for any teacher, administrators too, that might be doing walkthroughs and looking at classroom management practices. But a little more specifically, we've used the Envoy training and partnered with them to really support our new and first few years teachers, right? Those folks that maybe are having some classroom management, looking for more support with classroom management.
I remember those years. Wow.
Yeah, me too. So that's August 14th, and then August 16th and 17th, the Emerging Bilingual Coaching Institute. And it's for administrators and ELD teachers. And what we're hoping for is that our school-based administrators are going to come with their new ELD teachers. So this is going to be, it's a continuation of a service that we've been providing for the last few years. This particular kickoff is for if you've just hired a new ELD teacher in your building to serve your kids. Come to this institute with your teacher. Get them in there, learn some of these practices about ELD, learn how we can be a little bit more effective school-wide, And that's it's like an initiation. And then in September, we'll have the second iteration, the follow-up to that. And that's where you're going to join with the folks who have been attending in the past. So these are pretty well attended for the most part. Monthly collaboration via Zoom. And I think it's 3 times a year we do these meetings. So it's the Institute in August for our new ELD teachers. September, we're going to have the kickoff event for everybody, and then 2 more times a year after that, or maybe 3 more times throughout the year. But those dates are going to be in our monthly MailChimp campaign with all of the professional development from the WESD School Improvement Services.
And the
program.
easy way to register on PD Networks.
Yeah, easy way to register. Yeah. Gretchen, what do you have for us from the state?
I actually have quite a bit of ODE. Apparently, when you're gone, there's a lot of emails that come through. And so I wanted to just draw your attention to some of them. There is a revised health services rule adopted by the state. The revised rule requires school districts and public charter schools, education service districts to have a prevention-oriented health services plan. The email gives quite a bit more information. I won't go through all the details, and there's some more details in our notes. But really, it requires the provision of comprehensive, medically accurate, and inclusive health-related services for students. And then really that's effective this next school year, and so making sure that that's part of your Division 22 standards. Also...
Does this any way interact, or do you know if it interacts with like 504 planning, medical plans and things like that?
It could. It definitely could. It's related to your communicable disease plan, but there'll be implications for that. And so you'll need to make sure that...
not just for individual students.
Right.
It considers individual students, but as a whole picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, as a whole. And there's actually another, I have a little bit more information further on about the communicable disease plan as well. So the social emotional learning framework and standards were adopted. We're excited about that in response to House Bill 2166. So they're ready. It extends Oregon's early learning and kindergarten guidelines to include K-12 standards and expands on the cell pillar of ODE's integrated model for mental health. So it's put together and ready to go. That's also linked.
And we'll be supporting that too. We'll have at least 3 workshop series, full day series where we're talking about implementing SEL framework within any classroom, because it needs to be school wide. It's not just one class or somebody coming in once a week to do it with some students or a classroom of students. It's every teacher with every student, ongoing all the time. Right.
An important realization and framework for teachers to have as well, and for staff to have. So make sure you're familiar reading and familiarizing yourself with the standards and framework to get you started. I've linked the assessment and accountability update. We're kind of in that lull with assessment and accountability. When we go forward, there is some additional data and information that you can still add in, but we're kind of in that middle ground. Senate Bill 819 was passed, and there was an email that came through from ODE. What superintendents and administrators need to know about Senate Bill 819. And the guidance I want to share with you, there's a lot more to this email, but the thing that I really wanted to focus on is what you can do right now. What you can do right now is understand the bill. Start to work on your notification letter. The notice must inform the parent or foster parent about the changes made by sections 1 to 6 of this act. So there's a sample letter and information, so you can start on that. Know the rules really well and make sure you're in compliance. And you have that provision of meaningful access to the same number of hours of instruction and educational services as the majority of the students who are in the same grade. So really focus on that. Plan for changes. Develop a plan for implementing any changes that you may need to tackle within this. Make sure that any of your abbreviated school day programs, any of your student placements that you've reviewed, and you're ensuring that those educational services are provided equitably. Monitor your compliance and seek legal counsel. So those are all pieces. I just felt like that was one of the key places to start. There's a lot of other information through this email, and it's linked here. And there's also some support and training dates coming up. July 14th, July 19th, August 1st, August 10th, and August 15th. So there's multiple opportunities for support and training.
And just to be clear, this is Senate Bill 819. This was the, we need to get kids into a full day program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of data, was I referred to earlier, you have some time to double check all of your EL data, and it's very important. ODE's actually reopened the segment. I don't even know what to call it. Has reopened the portal. There it is.
Yeah, data collection
the data collection portal to so you can go in and review. It's open. It opened on July 6th. It's open through July 14th. Make sure that you are spending the time and you're really checking all of your data and that it's correct. That's something that's super important coming up.
We better get this podcast out because it's the 11th. So
it'll be out.
People are using this.
It'll be ready.
Yeah. Okay.
But everybody already knows that because they're on top of all of these emails on their own.
That's true.
In July. All right. We laugh a little bit about that. It's hard to get through some of all of those we know in July.
Subscribe to this podcast and then get a notification.
There you go.
And then you get the updates as well. So
That's perfect.
You're listening, you're walking, you're jogging, you're driving, right? You listen to the podcast.
There you go.
Ping it.
Ultimate salesman. All right. I wanted to use the button, so there we go.
Nice job, Gretchen.
New toys. So as far as aligning for student success, there is new guidance that's come out, establishing district equity committees for Senate Bill 732. There's a survey requesting your feedback on the integrated guidance and a review process. Lots of new learning opportunities. There'll be a COSA summer pre-conference session announcement. There's some information on your longitudinal performance growth targets, and then your estimated allocation. So there's an email with all of that information included.
Yeah, and I mean, I know our target audience is really folks within our region, the Willamette region. And so just to call this out again, Dr. Maria Chavez Harrelson, she's been supporting districts. She's got, almost half a dozen now, I think, on her load that are creating their equity advisory committees locally. And so she's in the best position to help you if you're just getting started. And I know for our small districts, they have another year to get this going. Nevertheless, it's if you want the help, you can't just get it done in a couple of meetings.
Right.
She doesn't tell you exactly what to do. She helps you identify what's there and what you need to do. So if you're a leader in a district, she's gonna guide you, but she can't tell you what to do because it's different in every context.
Oh, right.
So, But she knows the framework. She's got the framework. She knows what to do. She's got the experience. So
awesome.
Yep.
My last reminder or last link that we provided in our notes is around an update to your communicable disease preparedness plan. There's some guidelines around ventilation. So some ongoing guidelines around your HVAC system and ventilation. So please make sure you're sharing that with anybody who's working in facilities and has that information together. And that's all I have for today. Pretty short, to the point.
What do we have for time today?
We're at about 13 minutes.
Oh, there it is right there. Yeah.
So
not bad. We're
right?
right on target.
Just as a reminder, we are, you can watch this on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music, right? So there's a couple of different options for you. And we appreciate your time listening to us and getting the information. If there's anything that we're missing or you'd like us to add, please don't hesitate to contact us. And we're going to work on some more guests and discussions in the coming months.
Yeah. If you've got any, leave comments. I don't know if anybody rates these podcasts like that we do. But I mean, you could rate it, you could leave comments, or just reach out to us directly if you have an idea of something that you want us to include. Oh, it would be nice if, this doesn't take a whole lot off of, it doesn't put a whole lot on our plates to put this in. It actually takes off of our plates and hopefully makes it easier for folks to connect. We really do want the educators that you serve, if this is targeting leaders, then we want the educators in our systems to hear some of this information because it's really good. And then, we want our regional teams working together to put the supports in play, whatever we're providing.
So this, just kind of a recap, this started during the pandemic as a weekly meeting to update on all things RSSL. That might be triggering for some people. We won't say that.
Yeah.
It is for me. And it's kind of morphed into something different. And we realize it's really hard for administrators, school administrators, district level administrators, or teachers, right? Teachers on special assignment, teachers in the classroom, to be a part and get this information in the middle of the day, right? And so making sure that this is available to you in your own time, and you can take some time to listen. I don't recommend listening on your vacation. So if you're out on vacation, please enjoy yourselves. Take some time for yourself and make sure to recharge so you can be ready for those kiddos in the fall.
Yeah. Did you know that ClickUp now, you can activate ClickUp with Siri?
I did not know that.
I don't know if...
That's a terrible thing to know.
I don't know if people that listen know what ClickUp is, but I just saw that the other day and I was like, oh my gosh.
We should probably do a segment on ClickUp and how we use it and how it could be beneficial in some districts.
That would be like a spin-off podcast, right?
It would be a spin-off.
Like a special edition.
Right.
ClickUp.
All right.
Special edition. Impact data. I mean, yeah.
All right. We digress. Okay. All right. Have a great day and we will see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.